Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to talk to you about my favorite makeup brushes that I love to use. So if you're interested in getting some new makeup brushes or having some starter brushes in your collection, be sure to keep watching this video and see what I use pretty much on a daily basis and the makeup brushes that I love. So I'm actually going to start off with my face brushes that I love. For foundations, I used to use the Beauty Blender a lot, but I found that it's kind of more expensive to maintain, to continue purchasing $20 here and there of new beauty blenders, and I've really been enjoying this brush right here. This is from Jane Iredale. This is the blending and contouring brush, and it is so soft, densely packed. These are dirty brushes, but I mean, I just used them today and I love it. It has like an angled contour brush, very similar to like the Sigma ones, but I find like this is a lot softer than it. I like to apply a blush with this as well, and it's just so nice to put on my foundation. I love to use this brush. For my concealer brush, I love my Sigma P88, the Precision Flat Angled, and this is kind of similar to the foundation, but a whole lot smaller. As you can see, it has the angled and it's densely packed. I love to just kind of tap in my concealer that way. Also to go around the nose, any blemishes. This helps so much with concealer. Sometimes I notice some concealers, if you apply it with your finger, you kind of need to blend it out a little bit, and this just does a perfect job, especially underneath my eyes. I love that brush. What I use underneath my eyes as well, and sometimes for a highlight brush, is my small contour W07 from SL Miss Glam. Who knows? I think I probably got this from an Ipsy box, but I like to kind of put any under eye powder and just kind of lightly pat it underneath the eyes, or you can use it as a highlight brush and get right in the areas that you need. But my favorite use for this brush is to kind of get like an under eye powder, like the Kat Von D powder or brightening powder from Essence, and just kind of apply it underneath your eyes like that. So nice, love that one. All over face brush, I've had this one for years. This is the Sigma F30 large powder. It just is so easy to just kind of apply the powder all over your face. Nice and thick and dense. Really like that, but still gives some bounce. Really enjoy that one. Bronzer, this is my favorite bronzer. This is the Sephora, what is this, 52 powder contour brush, and I just kind of use it as my bronzer brush. I really like it. I don't have many Sephora like brand brushes, but this one is really nice for your bronzer. Blush, I'm sure everyone has heard of this one. This is the Sigma F40 brush. This is the large angled contour, and it's similar looking to that Jane Iredale, but this one is definitely more densely packed than this. This is definitely more of a fluffy brush, so it's easy to get in that angle. That's why I said this one's really good for a cream blush, to kind of blend that out. And then this is when I do a powder brush, and I'll just kind of go along my cheekbones with that. Love it. And then highlight brush, this is my baby. I love this thing so much. This is the Makeup Forever Professional 140 Wavy. I think it's the contour brush. It's all smudged off, but I love to apply my highlight with this brush down the nose, bridge of the lip. This is just my favorite brush for that. Moving on to eyes, I always apply a base shade on my entire eyelid from brow bone down to the lash line, and I typically grab for this brush. This is the Sigma E60 large shader brush, and it is a flat, like almost paintbrush. It has a little bounce to it, definition to it, but it's pretty much a flat eyeshadow brush that's large, so it's really easy for me to apply the shadow all over my eye. For crease, my favorite crease brush is this brush right here. This is the e.l.f. blending brush, and I don't typically use it as a blending brush. I just use it for like getting the nice taupey light brown shades right into my crease and then a little bit above, so it does blend it out a little bit, which I really like for my eyes, but I wouldn't call it like my blending brush. I have a different brush I use for that, but this is what I typically apply my crease shades with. Give you guys kind of a closer look of that one. So very similar to the other one, a little bit more dense and fluffy, and I just love that one for my crease. Another similar brush that I use for my crease is the Sephora blending eyeshadow. This is 71, and this is very similar. I would say it's a little bit more rounded and smaller, so I'll apply like a little darker shade if I want to transition shade, things like that. So this is the e.l.f. one here, and then next to the Sephora one. Pretty much the same. I definitely would recommend you guys just check out the e.l.f. one first. If you like it, you can get the Sephora one. Definitely cost effective to get the e.l.f. one, but they both, I use them for the same purpose, and I use them almost every day. So blending brush, what I use is my Sigma Tapered Blending E40. So I use this as a blending brush because it's a lot more fluffier, less dense, and I find it is longer bristles, so I can blend out a lot easier than those. Those would pack on a little bit more shadow, a little less blending, but this one is really easy to blend out my eyeshadows. To apply my eyeshadows, like for all over the lid and stuff, I use these two brushes a lot. One is from Coastal Scents. This is the BRC number 2 brush, and it's basically just a flat little eyeshadow brush. Similar to that large shader that I use all over the eyes, just kind of cut in half and a little bit more rounded. So that's where I'll apply like the brightening shade, all over shade in my collection. And then, oh, these are both Coastal Scent. Oh, they're the same brush. No wonder why I like it so much. The BRC number 2. So that explains that. So those are the same brush. And I use them for my eyeshadow. I have other brushes in my collection, but I just want to share with you guys like my top, what I use all the time. When I want to amp up my eyebrow or my brow bone, I use this angled brush, and this is the Sigma Medium Angled Shading E70 brush. So you can tell I have like a shimmery white shade on there, and this is just so easy to just apply directly into that area of your eyes and just kind of focus the product right there. So soft. I am obsessed with Sigma brushes, but as you can see, I have a variety, but Sigma hands down is probably the best ones for brushes. For an outer corner, I really like, this is the e.l.f. Professional Eye Brush. I don't think it says what kind of brush it is. I'll see if I can find it down below, but it's kind of more cylinder in shape, I guess you could say. It doesn't have a flat edge or anything, and I just kind of poke it in there and then use the blending brush to kind of blend that out. But I find I reach for this a lot for an outer corner, or if I want to drag the product on my lower lash line, this is the one that I typically go for. And then the last brush here is a pencil brush. This is the Sigma Pencil E30 brush. And I use this when I want to apply highlight on the inner corner of my eye, and sometimes I bring it up into my full like eyeshadow lid color. But also really like just focusing it sometimes right underneath the brow bone if you want a little pop that way, or to go underneath the eye as well. But most of the time I'm using it as a highlight shade to kind of make somewhere in my eyes pop, and this is my favorite go-to for that. But that is everything for my favorite brushes. I mean, like I said, these are my other brushes. I have some favorites in there, but really those are my everyday brushes that I use all the time. I wanted to share with you guys, give you guys some idea of the type of brushes that I use on an everyday basis. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I'll leave 2 videos down below for you guys who may be interested in seeing more from me, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.